Right here, right now, it's LA South. I'm Pamela Kay, and on today's episode of LA South, we're going to invite you to the extravaganza at, of course, the Zoo of Acadiana. Now, also today, you will find out what happens to me when I get into the tiger pen with Gumbo and Filet up next. All right, join me for my visit right now with George Oldenburg. He is the owner and director of the Zoo of Acadiana, and he's going to introduce me to an up-close and personal visit with my friends, Filet and Gumbo. This is Persia. She's my new friend here at the Zoo of Acadiana, and she's my private ambassador today to take a tour of the exotic cats.
Pam is getting to be good friends with one of our serval cats, Persia. Persia is actually used in our zootorium for our live animal shows. This cat right here is like a long-legged house cat. Some people do have them as pets, although they don't make good pets. But these guys are very quick, can run extremely fast, and can jump 16 to 18 feet in the air. Okay, we're getting ready to walk by our black panther. A black panther is actually a leopard that is melanistic, which means wherever it be color would be black. And if you look close in the sunlight, you can see where the spots would normally be on a leopard. We actually got this leopard from Ohio. It belonged to an elderly gentleman that needed to get rid of it. Come see Onyx. He was getting old and he was sickly and knew he wouldn't be able to take care of this cat, which is one of his pets. This leopard that we have right here is a normal colored leopard. He was at another facility and we were able to acquire him. I believe the facility was getting ready to shut down, but in a much smaller enclosure than what it is here. So he's very happy here. It was like a sanctuary for him to move from this zoo, from that facility to this zoo. Pam, this is my son, Matthew. Hi. He's going to be taking the zoo over. Matthew graduated from Tulane about 2 years ago, and ready to run the show, and he's the oldest of my 3 boys.
You know, I think my brothers are a little more advanced than me. I think they saw earlier on that he's a little difficult to work with, so they jumped ship sooner than I did.
Really, Matthew? Really? On TV? You're going to say that? Okay. Okay, right here is our prized possession, Jolie. Jolie is a white tiger. She is not an albino tiger. She is what you call leucistic. Wherever she would have color, or a tiger would have color, it's white. And leucistic animals generally have blue eyes, as you can see with this big girl. We got Jolie when she was how old?
6 weeks.
6 weeks old, and she required bottles around the clock, so it was a full-time job for us to deal with this girl. Oh, she's walking back and forth. Yeah. But Jolie got very attached to both Matthew and I because we were the primary caretakers for her. Mm-hmm. And I think she likes you a little bit more than me. What do you think, Matt?
Maybe so.
Now, Jolie eats about 15 pounds of meat per day. It's a feline diet. And we had introduced her to another tiger that we had at one time, but she likes to be by herself, more than anything. Yeah. Likes to go swimming during the summer, for sure. And would love for us to go in there and play with her, but that's not going to happen. When she was younger, I had taken her on a field trip to a school. One of the children in the class had done a report on white tigers, did a little history on them, and how long they've been in existence, and so on and so forth. And Jolie decided to take a little bite of my leg. So that ended my visit real fast. Probably it tastes good, huh?
That's a smart tiger. So Jolie is a white tiger, specifically a royal white tiger. So she's got the cream-colored fur, that whitish cream color, and the chocolate brown stripes. And with these white tigers, their eyes are bluish, and they've got the pink nose. And naturally, white tigers are born generally 1 for every 10,000 orange tigers born. So they're pretty rare. And we're real excited to have her. We not only have a white tiger, but we have Jolie the white tiger. So our guests have really fallen in love with her, and they've watched her grow through the years. and she's a real treat for people to see. And she's a flirt. She'll work the crowd and focus in on the little kids and run back and forth from one window to the next, and she has fun with them. Okay, so you know we've got a very practical zoo, right? Do a lot of things ourselves, a lot of homemade things. And we have had a number of colleagues over the years who've come over here to take advantage of how we have incorporated the local flavor into the zoo. Because it has a homemade style feel to it. You can tell there's a personal touch. And so we have had quite a few people come to kind of see how we've incorporated that. We're up to 2 zoos now who've asked you to go and build a Cajun-style house for their alligator exhibit, right?
2 of them. Pam, I know you are a cat lover, like a lot of people. You just met our leopards, and I think I have a little surprise for you.
A little surprise or a...
2 big surprises. Actually, we have 2 golden Bengals that need their bottles, so if you wouldn't mind giving me a hand, we'll go take a walk and give them their bottles, if you're interested.
George is my new best friend, so I am very interested.
All right, Pam, you have the little boy.
Okay.
His name is Gumbo.
Hello, Gumbo.
And I have Filet right here.
Oh my God.
Now they get bottles 2 or 3 times a day. And Pam, what we're going to want to do is continue giving them bottles like it's a treat. And when they get to be adults, we can do it through the fence, actually. And that way, if we have to give them any type of medication, or we can basically train them if we need to, draw blood or something, they'll be used to us, interacting with them.
Now,
so,
what is so special and unique about these tigers as opposed to other tigers?
These are golden tabbies. You'll see where a normal tiger would have the black stripes. These are kind of a copper color. And very rare. There's only about 90 of them in the entire world.
Oh,
and
my
we have
goodness.
2 of them over here. And
how did you end up with 2 right here in Lafayette, Louisiana?
we were just in the right place at the right time. There you go. And they were at another zoo, and the owner of them wanted to sell them, and we were in the market, and everything worked out just right for us.
Now, tell me about zoos and propagation of the species and research. You're not here just for people to come and see the animals. It's a much more important purpose.
When we got these tigers, we wanted to make sure that they were going to spend their whole lives here. We want them to breed, if they do, fine. If they don't, fine as well. But, they're here for the rest of their lives.
So with approximately less than 5,000 tigers in the world, either in private ownership or in the wild, what do you feel like the chances are for extinction of tigers? Because that's what a lot of people feel like as an endangered species.
The way things are going, they have to be protected in the wild as well. And, sometimes with these endangered animals, it takes facilities like this to keep it going.
Because the longevity-wise, the lifespan.
Yes, they will live longer in captivity than they do in the wild. Naturally, they're not having to, hunt for their food. Everything's given to them right away.
Now let's talk about the physical appearances of these Bengals. I noticed the white on the back of the ears.
Yes, if you look at them from the back, if they'd be stalking something in the wild, and you see their head sticking up, the white spots in the back of the ears would almost look like eyes looking back at you. Now, right now, the food that they're getting, this is ground meat and raw chicken. None of the food that we feed them would be cooked. Everything is raw. And we have a feline diet that's made specifically for the large cats. Now, right now, he's eating the feline diet, and that has a lot of nutrients added to it as well. And it is bloody, which is, a natural type food for them.
Well, one of the things we want to emphasize, you guys are all professionals with a lot of years of experience, and all 4 of you are in here, and I know obviously it's because we're in here with camera equipment and that sort of thing too. It's okay, baby. It's okay. But there are 4 of you in here.
And taking everything we got.
That new toy was donated by somebody who knew these tigers in Florida.
Really?
And she followed them over here and wants to buy them a toy a month.
Wow.
And just for an example, a toy like this costs close to $200.
And showing signs of affection, what would they normally do?
A chuffing noise. They'll, and that means they're accepting you. You can tell a lot with the cats just by their eyes, the way they look at you. You know, if they're looking at you as a meal or looking at you to be friendly or to play. And
These are very playful.
when they're big, they play rough.
I don't know about you, but I feel like heading on over to Walk-On's for that fabulous Quattro burger. How much cheese can you put on one burger? Well, Walk-On's knows. They are, after all, ESPN's #1 sports bar in America, and you're about to find out why.
We are Walk-On's! Play hard!
Hi, welcome to Walk-Ons. We're at our Lafayette location here on College Saloon Road. This is one of our 4 properties of Walk-Ons. I'm right here with our general manager of our highest volume Walk-Ons in our company, Mr. Tony Caballero. So you know the crazy thing about Lafayette is that this is our first step outside of our market, Baton Rouge. And so when we came over here, we were a little nervous about how the community and the city would accept us. But I mean, as Tony, I mean, you could tell them when we got here, the community really embraced us with open arms.
Yeah, it's amazing how, you know, when we first came out here, it became simply getting into the community, talking to schools, and all of a sudden becoming a staple 2 years later into a town that didn't know Walk-Ons, didn't know Brandon or Jack. So for the last few years, being voted #1 does make a huge statement about the people of Acadiana and how they have embraced Walk-Ons here in Lafayette.
So you know, one of the funny things that we used to do, and we always talk about we try anything here, is we used to do these flying oyster teenies at the original Walk-Ons, the location at LSU. We used to have an oyster bar where we used to shuck the raw oysters, and it was called the Flying Oyster Teeny, and the bartender would say, "1 flying oyster teeny, please." One of our oyster shuckers, he would shuck the oyster and throw, not the shell, but the actual oyster would come flying out, and she would try to catch it in the martini glass. And then we would pour the vodka, make a dirty martini. By the time you got to the end of it, it would be a vodka-infused oyster. The problem is we weren't very good throwers or catchers, so we had oysters stuck all over. They were stuck to TVs, they were stuck to light. It was unbelievable. So we had to kill that concept, but it's kind of one of those things we always talk about. One of our non-negotiables is we'll try anything. We tried it, it didn't work. It makes for a good story today. So a lot of people in the beginning thought we were just a bar and not a restaurant, and actually when we came up with the idea on our napkin on the plane ride home, if you see the original napkins, they are actually our Bev naps nowadays. And if you look at the napkins, there's no kitchen on the darn napkin because we were worried about the bar, the TVs, the waitresses, having all that stuff. But we was like, yeah, we'll serve a product. Well, we've kind of changed our philosophy over the last few years. And I think that was one of the things that ESPN and that voting really proved to us, that we do have unbelievable food now. We bring the Louisiana fare type of food to the sports bar atmosphere. And so when you come in here, a lot of people don't realize you can get gumbos and etouffees and true Cajun dishes along with 70 TVs and a great staff and a unbelievable culture. So one thing that we pride ourselves on is great food, unbelievable culture, and being a part of the community that we're in. You know, one of the things that we always heard before we came to Lafayette was like, oh, Walk-Ons is an LSU place. It won't work in Lafayette. So we did a unique concept, and actually you can see behind me the door. We brought the 2 teams together. Instead of saying the house divided, we did the house united. So I think this is one of the first establishments in Lafayette that we actually brought UL and LSU together. As you can see by the memorabilia around the walls, it's LSU and UL. Majority UL because we are in their backyard, but we did bring the Tiger Nation to Lafayette, and hopefully they'll accept it. We welcome all of you to come join us at any of our Lasting Concepts properties. Walk-Ons, the Rue House, Happy's Irish Pub, or Schlitz and Giggles. Hopefully we'll have some of those concepts here in Lafayette as well. But definitely come see us at our Lafayette Walk-Ons.
Absolutely. Come see me personally here at 2336 College Saloon, Walk-Ons Lafayette.
Or visit us at walk-ons.com.
my name is Andre Gregg. I have a ministry called Unmuted, and I just wanted to take a second to tell you what Unmuted is about. Unmuted is based on the troubles young females go through after being sexually abused. And so what I do is I go into schools, I go into churches, and I get the kids the help that they need to find God and to really let their secrets out so that they feel like they're unmuted. Unmuted is also a nonprofit organization, so some schools don't like me to say ministry. I say nonprofit organization because it is for both, and it is for an outreach. It's to help any female that has been through any form of sexual abuse. I really just guide them, I give them the Word of God, and I'm there for counseling or anything like that. So you can look at Unmuted. The website is www.unmuted.me, and you can contact me to visit your church or your high school at any time, and somebody will get back to you.
Whether you're looking for information on Justin Bieber or Justin Timberlake, I've got just the guys who've got the scoop on all the entertainment news, and that is TJ and Cody with the Mix 107 update.
Hey, it's TJ.
Hey, Cody.
With your Mix 107.1 news and celebrity gossip on a Friday. Friday is finally here, weekend's here, and a lot of situations going on in the celebrity world.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber, he's on a hot topic right now. He is on what I call the hot seat.
Oh, man.
Justin Bieber overseas in London. I believe it's at the O2 Arena. The show started at 8 o'clock. Yeah, it was supposed to start at 8 o'clock. Now, keep in mind, he had like back-to-back shows. You had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and a Saturday show. The first opening show of the week, Tuesday, he showed up 2.5 hours late.
Yeah.
Now, if you were a fan that got there at 5:30 in the afternoon to get ready to go to the arena, and Justin Bieber was supposedly to take stage at 8 o'clock right after Carly Rae Jepsen, and he doesn't get on until 10:30, there's not an apology, there's nothing, he just goes on his thing and walks out. How would you feel?
First of all, I don't like him in the first place. I think he's a prick, but we'll save that for another day. I would be furious. I mean, a lot of parents brought their kids.
Yeah.
Like, you can't keep them up past a certain time.
Yeah.
Look.
Well,
do the show on time. You get paid a lot of money to do a show.
Do it.
Do your job.
Yeah, and the O2 Arena actually sent out an apology to fans and stated that every 10 minutes, I believe Justin Bieber was going to get fined $10,000.
Yeah, I believe it was 10 grand.
10 grand, and he got fined $454,000 for one show.
Do you think he'll pay it?
That's change for him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's gonna be like, okay, well,
I'll take
it.
Write the check out to Cody and TJ.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. You can get more details on our website at mix1071fm.com. Remember, like our page. When we get to 1,000 likes, I got something planned, so you don't want to miss out.
Yes, facebook.com/mix1071.
We'll be back with you on Monday. Have a great weekend. See you then.
Thanks for hanging with me here today on LA South. We got to play with filet and gumbo over at the Zoo of Acadiana's Extravaganza is coming up March 16th and 17th. Don't miss it. We also got to go to walk-ons for yummy food, and we will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. We'll see you then on LA South.